a playlist original.
Hey, what's up? It's your host, Torry, and who is ready to be petty? Welcome back to another episode of RTBP. I am so glad you're here. I had an amazing time at Oktoberfest, but some really funny things happened. So I recruited my two cousins who I went with to discuss our experience, and we wanted to share some really fun thoughts with you all. Well, at least we thought it was fun. You all might just be like, this is a fucking hot mess express. But we had a lot of fun and we thought you would enjoy listening to a little bit about our experience. As, you know, a family reunion can get, recording was a little bit of a hot mess express. So I just wanted to give a little bit of a family tree, a little bit of context for this episode before you dive in. So we mentioned people, but like by name and then never follow up or like explain who they are. So I'm just going to explain. I went to Oktoberfest with 8 other people. So it was me, my older sister Quinn, her fiance, my cousin Brett, her husband Brenton, my cousin Maddie, Brett's twin sister. And I say Madison, like obviously interchangeably. Madison's husband, Nathan, and then a couple, Roxanne and Adrian, who are the Romanians we mentioned in this episode. So that was the 9 of us. So you'll hear us, refer to each other by name, and I just wanted to make sure you knew who those were. So they're my older cousins on my mom's side, but like we're like 30, I'm 30, they're 36. Like we're pretty close in age. We grew up in BC together. So they actually grew up where I currently live. So I would visit them here all the time. Yeah, one of the reasons I wanted to move here and go to school here was because I felt so comfortable after visiting them so much growing up. So that's the context. And Maddie recently moved to Munich, and we hadn't seen her since pre-pandemic. And then my sister was going to a wedding in England, and we just thought it would be a good time to have a little mini family reunion while we were there. It wasn't all of the cousins. We were missing 3 on my mom's side, but it was the most we had all been together for a very, very long time. The other thing I wanted to say that I feel like express in the episode was that journals are so beautiful. Like there are some really gorgeous ones. Like there's obviously simple ones that I feel like we could all picture in our heads, but walking through like Salzburg in Austria and then in Munich and Heidelberg, etc., like some places I went to, there are shops that are like, like handmade, tailored dirndls and lederhosen, and they're hundreds of euros, but like absolutely like stunning and like gorgeous fabrics and everything like that. And it was so funny. Brett was telling me this after we recorded, but she didn't know that her husband's lederhosen had like a front flap to go to the bathroom. So she thought it was just the not the overall part, but like the suspenders part. So she was saying how before she was gonna like be like, hey, like let me know if you have to go to the bathroom, I'll like help you out of your lederhosen. And he's like, I think the front flap will do just fine, which is so funny. And then there was a date beside us, so we were on the balcony like we explained in the episode, and then behind us were a group of Icelandic plumbers, like 10 guys, and then next to us was just like a couple on a date. And it's just so funny the variety of things you see at Oktoberfest. It was like we mentioned in the episode, like families, groups of like heavy drinkers, and dates apparently. And then, like I mentioned before, if you're thinking about going to Oktoberfest, I'm no expert, but like honestly, I thought going on a Thursday was really smart. We got to see a lot of the, decorations, experience the music, all of that stuff. see all of the outfits, but also experience the party. Whereas I think the Saturday, like maybe the Friday, Saturday, Sunday are just a lot more rambunctious. So I thought that was actually really smart, and going earlier in the afternoon so you can kind of see it when it's not so crazy, and then, you know, stay for the party as well. And then this is probably the most important detail of the entire night, and I cannot believe we forgot it. Like, literally, we stopped recording and we were like, oh my God, this is, albeit like the most important part of the night. But, you know, we were like, Matt is still in Germany. Brett has 2 kids. Like, we are obviously finding a time to record was not as easy as one would think. So in the flurry of recording, we just forgot about this. But in the second tent, so the hacker one, we, meaning Brett, was receiving a bunch of dick pics. Like, people were airdropping us dick pics. And, like, I know that that's, like, kind of, like, in the culture, maybe, for, like, younger people that are, like, going to clubs and stuff like that. But, like, us old asses, we were like, oh, my fucking God. So, like, literally straight up, men were airdropping us dick pics, unsolicited, by the way, which is like fucking gross. Always ask for consent. That's my like 2 cents about it. But like, oh my God. So then we were just like looking around trying to figure out whose dick it was. It was so fucking funny. And then again, literally forgot, go to Madison's apartment the next day. We're just hanging out with all the kids, the adults, and I go, oh my fucking God, the dick pics. And Brett pulls them up, and then her daughter's like, oh, what are you showing Torry? She's like, this is for adults only. It was just so funny, but so gross. And I was just laughing so hard. That was like, again, peak drunk, like just having the best time, like permanent smile on your face, dancing and laughing and just being annoying as fuck. Okay, last little anecdote before we get to today's episode. I had the funniest experience happen to me. I got back from Germany or Austria or whatever, and my credit card wasn't working. Like a bunch of, like, you know, my like Spotify account and stuff, I was getting emails being like anything that I had on auto renew payment, I kept getting emails being like, we can't charge your credit card. I'm like, oh my God, I know it's just because I'm assuming I was in Europe and they think my credit card got stolen or whatever. So I call them, and first they were like, the wait time's an hour and a half, and they didn't have like an option for callbacks. So I was like, fuck this. So I call them back again the next day and get a hold of them. And they're like, yeah, we saw a charge for 23 euros in Amsterdam at this brand or this company called LIEF, and they start to spell it out to me. And I was like, Lieferando. I was like, I've never heard of that. So I Google it, and I was like, also, I didn't go to Amsterdam. I Google it. It was the fucking European Uber Eats that I had been using to get food sent to my hostel. To the guy that was working, like that I was on the call with my MasterCard, they were like, I was like burst out laughing. I was like, no, it was just me ordering a bunch of Uber Eats to my hostel, and he was like laughing so hard. I was like, thank you so much. Like, but you can release the hold now. So embarrassing. Okay, longest intro I've ever fucking recorded. I think it's time to get to today's episode. Here is my conversation with Brett and Madison. I'm glad that you remembered details that I like didn't remember.
No, your list was like so detailed, and Nathan and I were like laughing about it today. I was like, oh my God, do you remember this? He's like, how do you remember that on like Torry's list?
Oh my gosh, I think we all remember something. There was like some stuff that I was like, well, obviously you don't remember that because you had 4 1-liter beers. Yeah. I don't even drink that much water in a day.
I know. I'm fucking dead. Okay, I'm here with 2 very special guests, my cousins, Brett and Madison. Brett, Madison, how are you both doing?
We're good. We're still recovering.
Finally over the jet lag.
Literally still recovering from our trip to Munich, which we are going to
But I think that's because we're 36 now.
Yeah, and I'm 30, but But Kate, it's so wild how I have been back for officially 1 week today, and I am still on my fucking deathbed.
I know, I still am. Like, I just finished
I mean-
antibiotics. Like, I'm thriving from Oktoberfest. Quite literally.
If it wasn't a super spreader event, but it left us with something.
Yeah, like miraculously none of us got COVID, but like we got
Everything else.
Let me tell you, the flight home was really something.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I detailed that like on another episode because it probably was the worst like 24 hours of my life. But but who's counting?
Hopefully never again.
Well, no one's visiting Germany anytime soon.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that like direct flights only.
Yes. Okay, so let's give some context. Maddie moved to Munich this past June from Australia, and Brett and I hadn't seen Maddie for over 3 years.
Yeah, the last thing, like 3 years ago.
Yes, which is like so wild because, well, I guess that's just the way the pandemic works. Everyone's like, yes, like fucking same. But it was just a really long time. So we were like, okay, when's a good time to get together? Didn't want to rush you, come in the summer, like wanted to give you some time to like unsettle.
Totally.
And I don't even know how it happened, but someone pitched Oktoberfest.
No, Quinn did. She like, so like when we messaged and I was like, remember like our family chat? I'm like, hey guys, like we're moving to Munich. Random fucking like tidbit of information. And everyone's like, what? And then Quinn was like, hey, we're going to be in Europe at that time. Do you want to do Oktoberfest? And I was like, yeah. And I said that Brett and Brenton were coming. And then somehow like everything kind of fell into place where all of us were in the same spot. And it's like the first thing, like, okay, so the only cousins we didn't have was like Blair and Danica and Rowan. Sorry, guys.
Rowan.
But like,
that's
pretty good.
They're like, actually, after this, we're good.
Yeah, like literally.
Like, they're like, we're okay messing with it.
They're like, we've seen what's happened. Like, we don't need to come ever again.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay, so yeah, we buy tickets to Oktoberfest. They come in the mail to Vancouver, BC.
Yeah, they're like actual physical tickets.
Which is like, which almost were forgotten on the day.
Yes.
Yeah, oh my god.
That should have been like our first sign that
precursor.
Yeah, of what was to come. So, okay, so let's get into it. So, I'm staying at the hotel with my sister and her boyfriend. You two are together. There's a lot of prep that goes into Oktoberfest. So, we rented I was gonna do it again. I was gonna say fucking costumes. I was gonna say costumes. We rented traditional outfit,
like Bavarian
style, a dirndl and a lederhosen. And you know what? They actually are from Bavaria. I was like researching it today, and I was like, okay, this is like a legit thing. Like it is from Bavaria. Like this is it.
I love that you did like some historical research for this conversation.
I mean, I've lived here for 4 months. I have to know what's going on.
Yes, that is true. So I rented mine, but I wasn't arriving by train till later. So you two went and picked them up. So tell the listeners about that experience.
Well, it was stressful because we had 4 young children with us.
Under 4.
But also it was hilarious because under 4, yeah. But it was also hilarious because the 2 German like women who worked there were so casual. There was so many rude Americans there being like, does this thing fit me? Like so crazy.
Yeah, or like, do you think I'm a size 55? And they're like, yes. And they were like, oh, like just so offended.
We do. That's what you ordered.
Yeah, literally.
And then like, but the girls were so chill and casual. So like Matt and I tried on our outfits, and Matt's like, is this a bit too booby? And the girls are like, no, it's
yeah, because I said to her,
literally staring at her.
I was like, is this missing a button? I was like, I really like this blouse, but like, is it missing a button? She was like, no, it's supposed to be sexy. Like, if I were you, I would wear this. Like don't like that. That is the outfit for you. And I was like, okay, great.
She was like, what question are you asking?
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. She's like, get on with it. Like, it looks great. Take it off. Let me pack it up and get out. And then mine, I'm like, I don't really like this pink one. Do you have like a more plain one? And she's like, okay, sure. But like, are you okay covering your boobs like that? And I was like, I'm just fine. Thank you. Like, I'll take what you have, but like, I'm okay.
Yeah. And then like, it's so funny how we all walked out of the store with black dresses. Like,
literally.
I mean, it's just so telling to like who we are as people.
Your guys' ones were like, you know, like very traditional. Mine was like, okay, I think I like more like a French maid than I did like a, you know, like had a dirndl on. Like mine was very like sexy.
Now, I didn't want to say anything at the time, but like as we've discussed, like we're not supposed to call these costumes.
Mhm.
They're traditional outfits and they mean a lot to the German people. But Madison, yours actually really did kind of look like a costume.
I look at photos and I'm like, God damn, I look like a French maid. Like, I literally do.
Well, where's your broom?
Well, okay, literally, I was in a really short dress, which I appreciated because I'm 5'1", with like the palest legs because I haven't seen sunshine in months, and then my Air Force Ones.
Oh my God, yeah.
Which honestly really did top it off, because I mean, what was the traditional shoe to go with
good fucking question.
You guys, there is like legit traditional shoes and they're heinous. The men's ones are like kind of cute, but like, I'm sorry, I'm not wearing that. It was like a gravel
and I feel
pit.
like the Air Force Ones were the right choice. And honestly, for the 1 liter beers, they probably had like the right ankle stability to like keep us going through the day.
And on the tables, like we wouldn't have survived on that table. Like I literally was like, I'm gonna fall over like every 2 seconds. And I was in Converse and Air Force Ones, they were the right choice. They were.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, because you're right. By the second tent, we were all
wasted.
standing up on the tables.
Yeah.
I know, you guys. And like when I look at pictures of us at the second tent standing the whole time on the benches at the tables, I was like, everyone was doing it, but like
we started it. Like, literally,
we were one of the first tables. I don't know why.
I set up to take photos, and I was like, I'm just gonna take photos, and then we never sat down. Like we didn't.
That's so funny. So we, again, we meet at a train stop by the tent. So if people don't know, Oktoberfest, obviously beer is really important to the state of Bavaria.
Yes.
And like it's really woven into their history and their like current like social culture. Yes. So Oktoberfest is in September mainly, but it's a bunch of beer tents and like fairgrounds that people can go to.
And we're not talking like camping tents. We're talking like max capacity, like 4,000 people per tent.
More than that. It's more than 4,000. Some of them are like...
They were huge. That was like the thing that I didn't realize is that like after being like after COVID, I was like, fuck, I've never seen this many people, but you just don't realize the size of the tents until you're there.
Until you're in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't realize there was going to be as many like separate tents. I almost thought like we would all be together, but like this was probably better that it was like split.
Yeah, so all the main like brew houses have tents. And so we bought tickets to one, but then you can walk around and enter other ones. So we meet again, the person with the tickets almost forgot them. So we were running a little late, but then we show up and it's just like really exciting. Like I felt really excited.
Totally.
I was really excited. And then you like walk into this tent and it's like stunning. Like
yes.
I want to say like Christmas at Hogwarts, basically.
Yes.
It's Christmas at Hogwarts and it's stunning. And then like there wasn't that many people in when we got there, but like you can kind of see people trickling in. But for how organized it like was with the tickets and the separate tents, it was really strange that like in this entire huge tent of like thousands of people, it's like nobody's gonna help you find where your seat is. And it's up to you, and just like have at her, go for it.
Get a fucking table and fuck off.
Yeah. And then like the funniest thing is that it's just like this little piece of paper that's like, twins, here we are.
Yeah, it was so funny. So we knew we were on the balconies, but we didn't know where we were.
Well, there's 2 balconies on the opposite sides too, so we didn't know which one we were at.
Yes. So, like, again, you were looking for a table with a tiny square piece of paper that says your party's name. So we were like, well, okay, I was like, okay, we're such dummies because we can't find it, but like no one was helping us. So.
No, they just like we're not having it. They were like, did you look at the name tags? And we're like, yeah. They're like,
yeah, I was like,
they're like, go look again. And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but like we're not exaggerating. That's literally what happened.
It was just like very obvious that they were like, we went on, I think maybe there was like a week left or something. It was just like very obvious that everybody who'd worked there was like,
no, but imagine we went on a weekend. Like the weekday is like way better to go. And next year when I go, it will definitely be a weekday because the weekends like are crazy. Like even when we went on Friday, crazy. Never again. I'm not going on a Friday. Like imagine how much like less patience they would have then.
Yeah, that's a good point. And like also, so we were like really early. Like we started, I think our tickets were for 11:30, so we were like starting to drink the like liter beers at 11:45, and we like basically watched the place go from empty to really full.
It was interesting. I was really expecting like going in there, I was like, okay, like we're like a bit of an older crowd, whatever. But like the thing is that we were probably like the youngest because it's almost like everybody who goes to Oktoberfest is an older crowd because like your dad would be there, your grandpa would be there, your great grandpa would be there, and you'd all be drinking the same thing. Nobody's drinking less.
Oh, it's like multi-generational.
Yeah. So like totally, it was like so interesting to go in there like sober and like watch like the demographic of people and then progressively watch everybody just get as drunk as the next person in a short amount of time.
Yeah. You're right, though, like, because a lot of, I think, drinking events in North America, it's usually, like, for, like, 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds.
Max 25, maybe.
We were...
Oh, this is everyone.
Yes, this is for everyone.
It was interesting. And there was even cute, like, little babies in their lederhosen. And it was, like, we're just toting them along. Yeah, it was cute. An event for everyone.
It is truly an event for everyone because it is basically like at a big amusement park for adults, but also kids. So,
I mean, I think it is like Oktoberfest, but like I don't know, like it's like pretty like normal culture here. Like so, like obviously we all know like Sundays like shut down and nothing's open, like not a grocery store, nothing. And like Nathan and I said, like, okay, well, like let's just go to like one of the beer gardens, and that is literally what people do like over here. It's like they go there, they have like a nice lunch, and like literally 2 liters of beer. And that is like normal. And it's just like, that is what it is.
Maybe the Germans can just hold their liters of beer better than us. Who knows? Because like for us, it's like we could never get a liter of beer in Canada.
But it's not like crazy, like the percentage. Like, and actually that's the thing is like too, like when mom can like, like mom has like 1 or 2 drinks. It's just like, woo, like, good time, like, too drunk. Here, I was like, oh, you had like a liter of beer. She's like, actually, I feel okay. And I was like, yes, like, it's not like crazy. Like, it's not like, you're wasted.
Okay, so they're tricking us into thinking that, yes, that they're just like big, they can handle it. But really, it's just that their alcohol is weak.
Totally, I know you. But yeah, it's easy drinking.
It's really easy drinking because at the end of the day or the next day or whatever, I was like, how many liters of beer did I drink? And at first I was like, oh, I think I had 2. And then people were like, no, you definitely had like 4.
No.
Like, I think.
Did you?
Yeah.
I had 2.5.
Yeah, I think I didn't finish the last one. So maybe more like 3.5. But like. Yeah, I was just like, oh.
You were there for so much longer.
I know. Okay, that's the thing is like, you guys left at 5 p.m. I stayed till 8 p.m. Like, I had no business.
Oh, we left at like 4:20, yeah. And I was like, we gotta get back for the babysitter, and like literally turned out like half hot. Yeah. I'm like, hey.
I just didn't. I personally did not need to
Neither
stay any
did
longer.
I.
Like I
Trust me.
was like, I was one with the Germans that day and drank like
Yeah.
lots of liters of beer quicker than I would have hoped for. Oh, whatever, it was fine. I regret nothing.
No, it was good. It was fun.
So we also, with our tickets, got a ticket for a half chicken, and that was like
Yes.
literally the funniest concept to me, because like I just didn't understand how you could get served a chicken with like no sides.
Like no
sides.
nothing.
I'm just talking like picture a rotisserie chicken literally cut in half and just
given
like
to you.
slapped on a plate.
Don't you guys agree? Like, so Nathan like made it sound like it was, because Nathan was like, oh, it'll be like the typical like boiled chicken. And I was like, ew, that sounds disgusting.
Ew.
Awful. And I was like, no, it's not going to be that. And then it's like this rotisserie chicken, huge, nothing else to eat. We had like pretzel, rotisserie chicken, and beer.
Yes.
Like carb central, and then like meat.
Yes.
That's all we ate.
But also, like, I don't think that, Torry, I think you and I were the same. I don't think we really ate, like, very much of this chicken either. Like,
yes.
It's huge.
It was good, but, like...
Okay, when I want to eat, it was huge. And, like, when I want to eat a half rotisserie chicken,
yeah,
I'm eating it, like, over my kitchen sink because I'm starving back from grocery shopping and, like... just need to eat something. Like, I'm like, it's just fucking weird. I just thought it was weird.
But it was weird.
But I mean, like, a side of mashed potatoes or like potatoes or something wouldn't have hurt.
But I mean, like, obviously, like, everyone eats cooked chicken. Like, it's like the most common meal in the world, but it's like not even like a side of asparagus or something. Like,
no, but then if you remember, so there must be like different tiers of like tickets you can buy, right? So like we obviously bought like the cheapest of the cheap, so that we just got like the free, you get one free beer and one half chicken, and that's fine because like it's entrance into the fest,
and
right?
we did, because like remember the Icelandic like table, the Icelandic table behind us had like a full on like plowman's board, cheese, like everything.
It was huge. This huge thing came out. It was like the size of like a human coffin, and had like grapes, cheese, crackers, pretzels, like everything on it. And I was like, oh my God, like they know what they're doing. This can't be their first time. And like it looked so incredible. Good. Meanwhile, you think like they had so much food that like they would be behaved, but like
no, they were like the least behaved people ever.
They kicked it up. At first I was like, nah, everybody here seems really tame. And then like 1 hour later, it was like one of the guys was wearing a chicken thing on his head. There's somebody in a suit that was like yellow,
it was a beer
weird,
suit.
like it was a beer suit almost, right? Was that what it was? It was a beer suit.
And then someone was sniffing freaking like salt.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that.
What was that?
It's called like smelling salt.
Yeah, okay. The table behind us was an older group of gentlemen. They had the most gorgeous plate of like cheese, meats, veg.
They were plumbers. Icelandic plumbers.
Yeah, from Iceland, and they were just having the best time. And like they were like, again, super casual, like guys just drinking their beers, like whatever. Then just like all of a sudden I noticed the entire tent is packed. And these guys are buying the balloons. They're buying the hats that are chicken legs.
Every single gimmick you could buy, they were buying.
They were purchasing. I was like, okay, like hit us up with like the food though. Like
I know, share that with us if you're done.
And then all of a sudden I like look back and I thought they were doing Coke.
We did. Remember we went to the bathroom and we were like, oh my God.
We're like, oh my God, the table behind us is doing Coke. I was like, get me out of here. Like,
oh my God. But remember they had all these like containers. It was literally like a Sarah Michelle Gellar Cruel Intentions moment where it's like they're like knocking a little thing onto their hand, but like not being discreet, and then also being like, hey, you guys
want some? And we're like,
to us.
We're
and being like, look what we're doing. Did you want it? And we're like, I don't think so. But then also without like immediately no, but like without even like hesitating, they're like grab your hand and just like put it on your palm, and you're like, well, is this gonna like burn my skin or something? Like, what is it?
And like I still don't know what it was, but it was some type of like smelling salt that it was like with tobacco, right?
I don't know if it's like tobacco, but like, okay, so like the smelling salts. So like I looked it up. I mean, I did some more research. So literally, like they used to like the smelling things like is like like when people like would faint, and it's literally like to wake you
Oh, to
up to like
waken
be
you
like super like
up.
alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it literally is like so like I guess like I mean I don't even know if it's like this is still the thing, but like it's like literally like ammonia, this strong smell like would wake you up like from fainting and stuff. They use it like in sports, but then like it's not really popular anymore. But like you still get it over the counter, and I guess like some people do it like with drinking or like drugs and stuff, and like
I guess that makes sense because if alcohol is a depressant, you want a stimulant to counteract.
totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. Because like literally when we saw, I know when we saw her like Tori, remember when we saw her and we're like, oh my God, it's like cocaine.
Yeah,
Like
so
crazy.
Matt and I go to the bathroom and then we're like, oh my fucking God, people are doing cocaine. We like, like we're like, get us out of here.
They're serving salt.
Yeah. And like, I guess it's like a totally legal thing to do. So I think the last thing I want to talk about, so the kind of our time at the table wraps up. We're like, okay, what do you do next? So people usually go enjoy the tent. So there's tons of other brew tents, like you just said, or they go to like a food stall and get currywurst or fries or schnitzel, like literally anything you want.
Yeah, like all like traditional food, or like you go to the traditional tent like at the area like the old Wizen.
Yes.
The Bison, sorry. The Bison.
Yes.
I mean,
then to note too is that one of Nathan's work friends came, and he's not German, but it seemed like they're Romanian, and it seemed like they just had like a little bit more experience of like what to do at Oktoberfest. So we kind of let him take the lead with that.
Yes, because they went the weekend before.
Yes. And he kept being like, let's do shots of schnapps. And I was like, I just drank 3 liters of beer. Like,
I'm not sure, but yeah, I want to say that like we all kicked it up a notch at the table with like once we got to the second liter, it was like, okay, well, like all's fair game.
Oh, yeah,
it
feels like
go.
He really did help like escalate all of us to like the next level.
Which honestly is iconic.
It is iconic. It was incredible.
Oh, he's the friend that you're like, let's invite him along.
He's gonna make it.
He's gonna like
so he was
the party.
He was
exactly.
He fucking made
so
it.
Instead of doing the schnapps, though, I think we all were like, I don't think we can handle that right now, or maybe we just wanted to distract him from that for the moment. But anyways, so then the next best idea was to walk over to the amusement park.
Oh, that was my idea. I was like, let's just go on this ride, and I'm surprised
Me
no
too.
one barfed.
I am so scared of any rides. Like at Disneyland, I basically do like none of the rides.
Sit it out,
like
basically.
Yes, I literally sit it out. Like like I don't do anything. Like I fucking hate rides. I'm so scared of heights. Like anytime I've gone up, like the Space Needle, the Eiffel Tower, like anything like that, I'm like an anxious wreck. And then, so Mad's like, let's do fucking Skyfall, which I think I was calling Skyfall for like the entire time, like a goober. But Mad's like, let's do Skyfall. Only the tallest ride at the park. It's like the one that is.
It fully is the scariest.
Yes, it's literally just a pole, and then there's seats in a circle around the pole, and it just shoots you up and then shoots you back down. So, and I, like, again, so fucking scared, and I'm like, let's go, like, let's do this, like, I'm literally throwing money at the, like, ride attendant.
Like, they're laughing at us like we're fucking insane. And
Yes.
Like,
meanwhile, I had a unicorn balloon attached to my arm because I was, like, determined to bring this home for my daughter as, like, yay, you were with the babysitter all day. Thanks for letting me go out and get wasted. So the like German like carny, I guess, is like, here, I'll just hold this. So then he ties it to his arm, and I'm like, please make sure you don't pop this. Really?
Yeah, it was.
Oh my God!
Like fucking
literally.
Like.
No, remember we got it from
the Darth Vader one.
Plumbers, but still. And then I'm on. We all get on the ride. I'm seated next to our Romanian next level friend.
and the ride starts, right? We go up like a foot. And then I see the carny like literally look at us, like eye contact deep into our soul. And he brings the ride back down and we're all like, what's going on? And it's because our friend has lit a cigarette on the ride. So they bring the ride all the way down to start again to take his cigarette, which then the carny just smokes for himself.
Yeah, that's the funniest part, is that he took it out of his mouth and then just started smoking it, and I was
so
laughing
hard. And I don't know that anybody else caught it. I think like maybe we were on each side of him or something.
Yeah. Yes.
Gotta love Adrian. Like, yeah.
Truly. And then, okay, like,
I also, like, hilarious.
I want to also say that, like, this ride, so we're a group of what, like, 8
9.
or 9? I think we're
Probably,
9.
yeah.
And then, like, but, like, this is, like, a ride with, like, 30 people on it. Like, we stopped it and interrupted a bunch of other people's ride.
I mean, nobody seemed to care, though, so that was a win.
It was fine. And, like, that was a detail I didn't remember till I saw both of you the next day. And then you're like, remember when the ride stopped because Adrian was smoking? And I was like, no, that was my peak. Like, that was,
like I said, I'm just so surprised that nobody threw up, because, like, it's not like we finished our beers, sat at our table, let the beers settle, and then, like, nicely removed ourselves from the tent. We literally like quickly chugged what was left, bolted out, and then within like 3 minutes we're on this ride.
Yes, it was the half chicken and the large pretzel that just
thank God for the half chicken.
Yeah, and then we went to another tent. We were again dancing on the tables, and it was really fun. I think like we have to wrap up, so let's like maybe share our final thoughts, but like it was really fun. Like I had a blast. Like I know we're like talking shit, but like in the best way
totally possible. In the best way possible.
I think it was like super fun, and it exceeded like any of my expectations. Like I always thought it was gonna be like a total shit show. Okay, yeah, like when we first came, I was like, oh, like this is like kind of quiet, but you know what? Going to like midweek is like probably the best thing you can do. Like to like kick off your Oktoberfest. Like we drank, we did whatever, and then we got fucked up, and we went to whatever tent we were like dancing. What was that tent? I don't even know. It was crazy. It had a sky and all these like gardens, like and crazy things. The music was good.
Oh yeah,
hacker for sure. Hacker for sure. Yeah, so definitely. That was
like
epic.
to like piggyback off that, like if you're gonna go to Oktoberfest, I mean, if you just want to go and like go to an event and just be like the drunkest, most blacked out person and nobody cares, like there's security there, but like they don't care. But if you want to do that and like not remember your time, go on the weekend. If you want to like appreciate like beautiful outfits and like see the whole thing and like be able to take it in and then get fucked up, the weekday is for you. Specifically the 11:15 to 2 p.m. sitting, because that's your sitting. Like that's your specific sitting. But like if you want to stay after that, hence like Torry, you did that. If you want to stay after, nobody's stopping you. You can just bop around and keep drinking. Nobody cares. So
yeah, you just ask people.
Yeah, it's the best of both worlds: culture and getting fucked up.
Yeah, and I think that's a good note to end on. Thank you both for joining me. I feel like this is such a treat because I don't usually have, family members on the pod. So
well, thanks for reliving a moment in time.
Yes.
And there you have it. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to Brett and Madison for joining me on today's episode. Do you like these bonus episodes where I detail like an event, a real life event, like when I did camping and now Oktoberfest? If there's like funny stories, let me know and I'll try to like keep it up. It's nice that we get to talk to people that, don't normally come on the podcast. It's a nice little break from pop culture, but yeah, let me know if you like these or not, and we can like keep doing them if you do. If you did enjoy today's episode, if you want to leave me a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, it super, super helps the podcast get seen by other people to join the Petty Betties, as well as you know, people notice me more for like bigger guests and stuff like that. We've been through this whole rigmarole, but if you haven't already, it's super helpful to leave, for me, for you to leave a rating and review. And you can follow me on socials at RTBP Podcast. I hope you are safe and healthy out there. As always, I'm your host, Torry, and I'm ready to be petty. See you soon. Bye.